And on the channel from the brand new McFarlane Spawn toy line, we've got the Clown. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for a Spawn McFarlane unboxing and review. Yes, Spawn back in action, back on our toy shelves. McFarlane Toys moving away from just his Batman, his DC figures, his Mortal Kombat figures, some of the other figures he makes out there, some like The Witcher or something, video game figures, stuff like that. But he's going back to the old bread and butter, the line that started it all for him. We're talking about Spawn. And like I said in the Violator review, if you haven't watched that Violator one, go back and watch that one and then watch this one. That's my pro tip recommendation. But the Clown, Violator, two of the biggest bad guys in the Spawn universe, and we're back with a vengeance with McFarlane releasing these toys. This was picked up at Target. I believe it was about $40 price point for this one. I was not planning on picking this one up right away, but I was a sucker. I saw a new toy. I saw that Violator. I said, you know what, I better get the Clown. And the Clown was maybe a street henchman. This is his Violator's human form, if you want to call the Clown a human, I guess. Played by John Leguizamo in the Spawn movie back in the day. Never forget old John and his great clown acting ability. But the Clown, like I said, a major baddie in the Spawn universe. A figure we had many a time back in the 90s in the heyday of the Spawn universe. Different colors. There was one that had the head flipping action. We had the one with the big weapons like this one represents. I liked that one back in the day. I always felt the Clown was a little bit small, though, for the weapons. I kind of feel that same thing here, so this might be a little deja vu, a little blast from the past with this Clown figure. We'll see. I don't think it'll hold a candle to the Violator figures. I'm a sucker for big monster-type figures, but we'll see. Hopefully this Clown has a little of its own charm. Maybe it sets itself apart a little bit, but we'll see what happens when we unbox it, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We'll see where it goes from there. So let's look at the packaging on the Clown first. Now, this packaging really does stand out. Like I said, it is at Target's. As of right now, it's starting to ship to Target's first, apparently. I'm not sure if it's an exclusive, but it's down on the bottom shelf of the NECA set and the Pop set. So you got to make sure you go back to the store for around electronics to find this one. You got the Spawn logo in blue. You got the Clown down below. And then you got the big window box with all the goodies that the Clown comes with there. He does have a J-hook, so I guess he does hang on the pegs if needed. A little comic picture of him, a little glamour shot from the comics with the Spawn logo up top. McFarlane Toys Spawn on the other side with a glamour shot of the figure there, the Clown. And, you know, what's funny is McFarlane, he loved Batman, he loved Spider-Man. It's kind of like he took the both from those universes and made characters out of them. A little bit of the Joker here in the Clown, I've always kind of felt. But, you know, bigger, more disgusting type figure. More violent, more non-kid friendly would be Spawn, as a lot of you guys probably know. 14 and up, not a toy, it says on there. There's the back, very similar to the Violator figure. It's just a backing, no cross-sell, no promotion, none of that kind of stuff. 22 points of articulation. Spawn logo up in yellow there. Got the Spawn background floating around back there as well. And we'll compare it to the Spawn figure. We'll compare it to the Violator figure. We'll pull those out here at the end once we get this bad boy unboxed. On the bottom, warnings, all that stuff nobody cares about. But there it is, a nice glamour shot. Like I said, I would have preferred maybe a picture of the Violator down there, and maybe on the Violator box, a picture of Clown just to cross-sell, promote your other stuff. You know, if you go to the store and there's only Violator, you might say, huh, I wonder what else is in this line. You could at least see on the package. I know a lot of people look online, but I think not as many people do as you would think. I always think of my dad. If he saw this, he'd pick this up, but he wouldn't go online and look. He would say, huh, I wonder if it's just a one-off or what's going on. But at the same time, this isn't marketed towards my dad, so I get that as well. But just a thought out there, a little business hat talk. But there it is. There is the Clown. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to get my old razor blade out. And I'm going to cut this thing out because he's got a million twist ties. It takes forever. I'm not going to bore you with me just cutting and finding every twist tie. So we'll be back in 1 second, and we'll take a look at the Clown. All right, we're out of the package, ready to go. I got the old packaging right here. Nice green and yellow. Good color to this one. Not really dark and Spawn-esque, I guess, was dark. Usually Spawn is very dark, brooding, fire, flames, that kind of stuff. This is a very colorful package for old Clown, but see you later, Clown. box at least. We'll get rid of you here. We got a stand here. It's a McFarlane trademark at this point. It's a Spawn one, the exact same one we got with the Violator there. We did get extra hands, and McFarlane knows I'm a sucker. Every figure should have a fisted hand, and we got a fisted clown hand right there. And then we got a little bit of a gripping hand as well. So extra hands for the clown. We like that a lot. Got a traditional knife, a little buck knife. If he wants to fillet some fish or something like that along the way, he can do that. And then we got a switchblade as well. It doesn't have any articulation to it or movement, but it is a nice touch. A little switchblade for the clown there. And let's jump into it here. We're jumping into the clown. What do we got? So very similar to other McFarlane toys, very good tight articulation, no loose joints on any of these guys. The head moves, the elbow, the wrist, the hands, of course. Almost, yeah, butterfly type arms. So he's got a lot of reach on those arms there. He can move way back with those butterfly joints going on. Waist articulation, of course. He's got up there at the legs. We got knees. Yes, we got knees. A little bit of articulation there in the knees. This joint looks a little loose. That's all right, I guess. And then you got ankles. Yep, we got ankles, and then we even got toe articulation on the clown. So he's got a fairly decent amount of articulation. 22 points is what the box told me. So there you go. But it does look like Clown 2, if you guys are keeping track at home of the old 90s Spawn figures. This is based off of the Clown 2 with all the guns, where the first Clown had kind of that rotating head where the other head would go inside its body. You guys probably remember that figure out there. But I just love the Clown face. I mean, a big, fat, gross-looking guy with clown paint going on, almost a John Wayne Gacy-esque, I guess we'd call it. He's got his nice bullet belt satchel over his stomach and chest, just like we saw on the old one as well. Nice clown-esque t-shirt, almost like a soccer jersey underneath of green and yellow. He's probably an Oakland A's fan, as most of us are out there, I believe. And then kind of a grayish, whitish skin tone. You know something's not right here. This isn't a human when you see this in person, if that was the case. Traditional clown makeup with the clown jagged, scary teeth. I mean, this is the Violator in human form, I guess. So very interested there. He's got his heavy metal jacket on, a leather jacket, zip ties, all that, the leather hanging out. On the back is a little interesting. You got that hole in the back. That's where this big weapon apparatus plugs into. I hope it stays. I wasn't a big fan of Clown 2, in all honesty, back in the days. I always felt he was a little top heavy, didn't stay. It's just like almost comically. It's almost, you know, comically how many guns and weapons here. It's just so overkill. It's just so tongue-in-cheek a little bit, I guess we would say. But if you don't like all that weaponry, which I might not, because like I said, I didn't really like the old weaponry. It's cool, but it's a little too gimmicky. It's a little too out there. You can use this as a traditional clown figure just standing around in your collection. You can use these knives as his weapons, stuff like that. So there's a bit of the choose your own adventure here, and I think that was very smart. I'm glad this isn't molded onto the clown, that it's removable if you wish. I wish they would have came with a little black, like, to match the jacket. You could just plugged in. If you didn't want to use this, you could just plug that in and have it, you know, look more uniform without the hole in the back. I think that would have been a really cool feature. I would have definitely given up one of the hands or a knife for that in its place. I don't know. But then you get this big gray, charcoal, black apparatus here. All kinds of hinges on it all over, so there is some movement you can do here. I will say this did fall off out of the box. I just had to plug it back in, but very stiff joints on this one, but it's got all kinds of articulation on these weapons, stuff like that. You got the missiles up top, which you can direct different ways. They are not removable. I will mention that. He does have a bendy wire here. This is kind of the trigger for all this. You know, he holds this in his hand, much like the earlier version we got in the 90s. But just very, very updated. It's got a ball joint up here, so you can move things any which way. Choose your own adventure, as we always say. And see, I just pulled that right off again. So that is a little disappointing how that just pulls off. I don't want to say breaks off, but it does just pull off. But it does pop back in. But mine's just a hair loose, it seems. So I don't know, somebody else might have that problem with theirs. These are big, heavy guns on this little joints here, so easily can fall off, piece off. It does show this is where you plug it into the back, very easy to figure out. You can see the other hole in there that lines up, so you know if it's upside down or not. It's only going to go in one way, so you can't go both. But I'm going to plug him in the back here, like so. And we'll see. He's going to be top heavy, I have to believe, but it's good they gave us a stand for a figure like that. So we put this on there. Straighten it up a little bit. Let's see. Will he? Oh yeah. There's no way in a million years he's standing with this backpack on. It's just not happening, guys. That's not happening without the stand. It's just too much weight on the back. So let's see. Even with the stand, I gotta think it might be a difficult process here. But let's see. Let's see if I can get that stand in the foot. First off, that's always a good start. I still think it might be heavy. Yeah, it is. It really weighs him down. Yeah, it goes. I'm gonna have to play around with this one for the glamour shots a little bit. You gotta move the weight around from the weapons a little bit, so that's your best chance. But this thing does not want to move on that side for me. So yeah, he's going to be top heavy, and then the backpack even falls out if you don't get it in there tight enough. I'm pushing hard. So there's definitely some work to be done here. It seems like that joint is a little stuck for me. I don't know. Put it out that way, I guess. There it is. Let's see. Can we get it to stay? Even then, this is going to be a tough one to get to stay with all these weapons. I just finally got it there. But you're really going to have to work this into your shelf to get him, balanced. It's a balancing act for this clown figure. And once again, like I said, I wasn't a real fan of the huge, overly crazy weapons in the old one. I'm really not a fan of this one either. I think this figure looks a lot better and will look a lot better displayed just regular. With a couple of knives, maybe one fisted hand so he's ready for some fisticuffs. I think that's the way to go with this figure for me. But I get it. Some of you guys love the craziness of the weapons. We got some bend to some of these ends of the guns as well, so some of that's going to need to be fixed. I could see this sagging a little bit over time because, like I said, these two weapons up here are extremely heavy, so they're going to sag over time. So I don't know. It's good for what it is, but it's really not for me. I like regular clown. I'd be happy with just a regular clown. I think that would have been more in my wheelhouse, but I do like the attention to the detail. I like the throwback in time to the 90s and the articulation, all that kind of stuff. Where's Spawn? Where is Spawn? There he is. I got my Mortal Kombat McFarlane Spawn right here. Kind of, they're enemies. You got to put them next to each other for a little size comparison. So you can see that. Clown, short, stubby, Spawn, a little slimmer and taller. It does scale correctly for me. And then you got the Violator, which we unboxed on the channel. Like I said, make sure you check out that review. This is the clear winner of the three. I like this Spawn a whole lot. Like I said, this is my Spawn. I didn't buy this Kickstarter Spawn. I didn't need that. This one was plenty good for me as he falls over. But I'm building out a little Spawn universe here. I'm not sure where this collection's going. I guess stay tuned to the channel and find out. I don't want to be a completionist, but you guys know how it goes. You see those shiny new toys on the shelves, and it's tough to say no. But we'll see where this goes. But so far from the two figures we've got so far, Violator, a slam dunk. This is what I'm looking for in figures. Clown, I don't want to say it missed the mark totally, but it's just a little off for me. But I think I like the figure more without the weapons on it. I got to play with these weapons a little more, spend some time with it, get the angles just right, get them figured out just right. Maybe it'll grow on me a little bit. Sometimes figures grow on you as you have them a while, and sometimes they go backwards. You guys probably have the same thing from you guys every once in a while with your toys. But an interesting dynamic, couple interesting figures. Like I said, the Spawn from Mortal Kombat fits perfectly in my mind in this Spawn universe, and this works perfectly good for me, so that's where he's going to stay. I don't think I'm going to put him on my Mortal Kombat shelf. He's going to be in my McFarlane Spawn universe shelf. But what do you guys think? You picked these guys up yet? Any of these guys yet? Give me your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you're planning on picking them up. Are you playing that long game, or is it an easy pass for you? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video. You made it that far. Hit the old notification bell. Subscribe to the channel. We're marching towards 10,000 subscribers. Lots of giveaways, lots of fun stuff when we hit 10,000 subscribers. So help it out. Hit the old subscription bell, notification bell, all that fun stuff. And don't forget to follow me on social media at SirPaul64 on Twitter, _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram, and of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson Violator taking a header. Big, heavy figures. It'll be interesting getting these guys standing on displays. That is for sure. Put them low. Put them down low because they might take your whole shelf out with you when they fall. So you got to be wary of that, as we can see right here. But there it is for the Violator. Clown 2, I'm going to call him, but the Clown from Spawn and Mortal Kombat version of Spawn. I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.